third game of the year, you guys probably faced the most adversity you faced all year. What was your biggest impression of it?
I think my biggest impression was that, we're a young team in a way, and then, me, Jeremiah, AB had to step up, be the veterans of the team. That's what I feel like we did. I'm just proud of everybody to fight through this. It got tough for a while, but, we fought through it for sure.
Is this a good thing for you guys to have a close game like this rather than another blowout as you prepare to head on the road?
Yeah, most definitely. I would say this was good for us because every game's not going to be a blowout, so we needed to learn what we're going to do and how we're going to execute on the offense and defensive end during the stretch.
Jeremiah, sorry. So you attacked the rim as the game went on more and more. Was that something you consciously tried to do? I mean, you guys weren't knocking in the threes all night where you guys were hitting the two-point field goals. At any point did you just say, I'm going to stop taking the outside shot and just get it done?
No, because we're all shooters. So I just, we like to play in transition a lot, and I just seen the lane a lot, so I took advantage of it.
Do you feel like you had to take some more of that scoring on your shoulders considering AB got hurt and you guys weren't hitting those outside shots?
Just a little bit. Like I said, I was just out there being aggressive. If I seen the rim and I can get there, I'm gonna lay it up. But if somebody step up, I'm gonna dish it off, just like I did with Nico for the dunk.
What did you guys notice was the catalyst? It seemed like in the second half it was constantly going back and forth. You couldn't quite hold on to a lead. Then there at the end, you get it, you hold on to it. What was it that changed that?
The defensive intensity that we played with. We came out a little slow. Second half, picked it up a lot, but then towards the end, JD did a great job on Tyler. Towards the end, made it really, really tough with him, and everybody else just blocked out. We got a lot of deflections, a lot of turnovers, and we just ran with it. And that's when AB hit that three and turned around the game for us.
JD, Tyler, go ahead. Sorry, Colin. My bad, man.
You talk about that defense from JD and what just changed for you after you hit those three threes.
Right.
After the game?
You got to tip your hat off to him. He was hitting some amazing, difficult shots. So all I really wanted to do is just make him put it on the floor because, it looked like he was just in rhythm. So, if I could get up in him a little bit and make him dribble, make him uncomfortable. Pause that. Pause.
Was that sort of a personal challenge you took to kind of shut him down? Was it sort of you knew if you were able to slow him, you guys would be able to come back?
Yeah, most definitely. He was their best player tonight, and just wanted to make it difficult on him.
What can you guys say about Doobie tonight? I mean, he was leading you in the early going, first scorer in double digits, I believe. Another double-digit outing for him. Hit 4 threes. Just how big was his contribution tonight?
Doobie is a shooter for us. That's probably his, one of his biggest strengths, and that's what we need him to do. And not everybody else was hitting, but that's fine. He was hitting. He kept it alive for us, and we just love the way he plays.
What has changed from last season to this season? I mean, he was involved last year, but he's clearly stepped up his game.
Another year of just it took him a while. He sat out for 2 straight years. It took him a little while. Now we have a system that we can actually know when we're going to shoot it and when we're not.
You guys were in foul trouble a little bit there late, especially Nico. Does it make you feel how kind of short this bench is right now, waiting for Hiram, waiting for Chris to come back right now?
Yeah, I need to do a better job of not fouling. I had some stupid ones. I got a little frustrated with the refs today, and I got like I said, I got some stupid ones, but I just got to be out there on the court. That's what I feel like. So I need to do a better job of not fouling.
You guys only shot 20% from man hour, but you had a 20-point advantage in the paint. In a game like this, moving forward, would you maybe like to try and take advantage of that matchup in the paint even more frequently?
I think we kind of fell in love with the threes. I think that's what we really did. And, they weren't going in the second half. We realized that, and that's why we started getting into the paint and started doing what we're doing. I think Coach is going to make a point of it that we could do the best of both worlds. We can get in the paint and kick it out, or get in the paint and score. That's what we did the games before, and I think that's what we're going to do as we carry on.
Nico, you talked about getting frustrated with the refs. You were really frustrated on the offensive end, it looked like, too, early in the game. What did you do in the second half when you did have that foul trouble and you had to go to the bench? Did one of the coaches talk to you, or did you just kind of try to settle yourself down?
I feel like I'm not gonna say never mind. I'm not gonna say nothing. But I went to the bench. I think with my third foul, frustration. I just calmed myself down, breathe, talked to the refs, told them I was sorry, and I just went on and played.
Sounds like frustrations were mounting all night. Then in a crucial time, you missed those 2 free throws. First one to touch the rim. How'd you compose
Thanks, bro.
yourself? Sorry.
It slips.
How'd you compose yourself the next time and then go and sink 2 free throws? Clear your mind.
I'm glad you think it was funny, bro.
Hey, bro, you work on those, bro. Tell him you work on them.
Nah, I just like I said, like he said, I work on them. I'm confident in him. Those are my first shots of the game, really. So first it slipped. I'm not gonna lie, it slipped. But I had to go back. I know how to refocus, really focus on getting my legs involved, and it was a crucial time, so I know I had to hit him.
AB tweaks his ankle right before the half. He comes out second half. He's the one that kind of hit that 3 that sealed it for you guys a little bit. How fitting was that?
Actually, the funny thing is that before that, he came up to me and said, next open 3, I'm knocking it down. I said, I know, and that's what he did.
Seemed like it was tough for you guys to really get out in transition tonight. They had 15 turnovers, but not a lot of transition points for you. What about the way they were getting back or the way you guys were getting out was tough?
I would say that they did a good job getting back. They struggled with that the past couple games, so I'm pretty sure their coach emphasized, that we pushing in transition, and he wanted them to really get back.
Man-to-man, and we're pretty aggressive, and I thought had us on our heels. We settled for a lot of jump shots early, made some mistakes defensively. And as a coach, you can kind of tell sometimes it's like 7 minutes in, and you're like, all right, this one's going down to the wire. You could just kind of had that feeling tonight. But I thought this was great for us. I thought our kids showed a ton of poise here tonight of being in this kind of game. And, you could go on, but Anthony Bonner, who sprains his ankle at the end of the first half and, goes in there, gets retaped, comes back out, missed, I thought, some wide open looks early, and then stays with it and hits one of the biggest ones of the game. And I thought J.D. Page just continued to battle Tyler Hall over and over again and made some huge plays for us. Nico Carvacho never quits. He just keeps battling. And so that team made some plays over there, and I thought our kids, boy, they just stayed with it, and when we needed it most, we found a way to come out of here with a win.
Yeah, you mentioned JD. I mean, he about 8 minutes left right after Hall hit, I think 4 or 5 threes or something like that in a row. He kind of buckles on him and then starts turning around offensively, pull you guys back. Just how big a senior kind of.
Oh, it's huge, and it's just you're in those timeouts and situations so good for the young players, and this is basketball, right? We're down, and it was foul trouble tonight. I mean, all those things that happen, in a game, and you just got to stay with it sometimes and keep fighting. And guys like him, I mean, showed a ton of leadership, I thought, that way, and took the challenge of guarding Hall and made some huge plays, offensively for us too, but. The biggest thing is I thought there were several times you look at the stats and they only had 11 second chance points or 9 offensive rebounds, but I thought there were some key ones where there were some loose balls there, and boy, had we been able to come up with another loose ball here or there, we might have been able to possibly get some separation. It seemed like when the game was on the line, every time we gave it up, this ball somehow found its way in Hall's hands or whatever, and he drilled a 3. And but hey, huge job, guys. Made some huge free throws. I thought even Nico, who missed a couple of big free throws, then he came back and made 2 huge ones. And he was mad I took him out for free throw shooting there with 4 seconds to go, but that's all right. He'll get over it.
You talked a lot about wanting to see your team in a close game like tonight. What did you learn from you guys?
I thought they showed fight. I did. I thought they showed fight and fought their way through some adversity tonight against a team who was ready to play. And, they were building. You could tell Montana State was starting to get a lot of confidence and really feeling like they could beat us. And I think that showed me a lot. That's how you get better. I think you really learn from these situations. And I think the film will show there's some defensive errors. I don't think we executed very well on offense. You give them some credit for that. And we didn't share the ball as well either. I thought there were several times, we could have made one more. We were kind of trying to get it back a little bit too quick, and we could have made one more pass or found somebody open. I thought we forced some things offensively, and we were a little bit sloppy. But that happens, and we'll get better from it.
Do you think that lack of ball movement, because we saw it in the first half, we saw it throughout the entire game, and that lack of being able to hit the 3-pointers, kind of gave them some momentum and Montana State and let them know, hey, we're in this game.
Yeah, for sure. And I thought especially early in the game, we just settled for too many jumpers, like quick. I mean, and we talked about it in the first 2 timeouts, and we came in, and they were really getting into us, and we needed to put the ball on the floor, and we did. And we got to the free throw line finally a lot in the second half and didn't settle. But there's no question about that. And sometimes quick shot can ignite the fast break. For the most part, they only had 2 fast break points. I mean, for the most part, we got back, on defense, but I thought we were a little sloppy that way. But, yeah, I don't think we executed very well tonight. I don't think we kept it simple enough. I don't think we cut very hard. Our pace wasn't good. And to their credit, as a coach, I look at it, and we spent a lot of time on zone offense, and we didn't see much zone, right? That's kind of what we did. That's what they've done, right, in their first 3 games, and they came out and decided to do it, and I thought we were a little bit sloppy.
Was there a point in the game where you kind of told your team to abandon the three? Because when you attack the rim, especially Paige,
Yeah, I mean, we did right away, even after the first media, don't settle, like, trust what we're doing. Obviously, you got to take open shots. I mean, there were some, but I just thought we bailed them out, right? We made it easy for them, and instead of, getting the ball to the post, getting the ball to the paint, cutting hard, and it got better, you know what I mean, as the game went on, but we weren't able to get enough stops consistently to get out and attack them in transition. There wasn't a ton of fluidity to the game really until the end, but hey, I thought it was a really good win for our guys. I did. I thought it was a really good win, and I'm proud of them for how they battled.
You guys went into halftime only up 2. What was kind of the message?
I told them, I said, this is great for us. This is a great test. I mean, this is going to test our poise. This is going to test our trust. We're in a close game. We've got some guys in foul trouble. It's not going your way. They've got us on our heels. We're up 2, though, right? And this is really going to test our poise and challenge us, and that's what we need. That's how you get better. And so I think that was the message. And everybody knew in that locker room we didn't play great, but you got to give the other team credit for that, too. And that's basketball. It happens. You could sense it right away, in my opinion, early in the game. But, hey, we stayed with it, and we found a way to get a win.
You mentioned how your team settled a lot tonight and didn't really execute as well as you would have liked. Is that something that down the stretch when your team gains more maturity, gets more discipline, do you think this won't happen as much?
I think so. I mean, I think so. I mean, heck, we still had 81 tonight, right? I mean, it wasn't like, and all games are different, right? The way they guard you, we got in the bonus quickly, I think, in both halves, and there was a lot of free throws tonight that way, and so no, we'll learn from it. I mean, these guys do. They seem to do what we emphasize, and again, I'll give them credit. They came in and decided, they needed to guard us man to man, and I thought they were aggressive early again, and just kind of almost surprised us a little bit. And you give them credit. They had a good game plan that way, but I thought we settled down, and I also thought we had some really good looks that didn't go in too. You know what I mean? For some really good shooters that didn't go in, but that happens too. It's basketball.
With that, do you expect you guys to keep shooting, and just is that something that comes with confidence even when you miss that?
Yeah, you have to. You got to have a bad memory as a shooter. That doesn't mean you keep taking quick shots. We still got to attack the paint, get it in the post, but several times you move the ball and a guy's wide open, you got to have confidence, you know what I mean, to knock it down. I think that showed when, AB makes that huge shot at the end, and we made some plays, but yeah, all in all, I think there's a lot that we can learn from this game, and that's how you're going to get better.
Do you think that you're going to be able to apply those lessons now quickly, considering that you're going on the road for the first time all season and 3 straight nights?
We'll see. I hope so. Do you know what I mean? That's always the plan. I think the key is for any team, doesn't matter how you play, you have to learn and grow. And what the good teams do is, like, you have to learn and grow from every situation. You have to, and I think you do that. That doesn't mean, you learn and grow that the next game goes great, all the time. But I think that's always the mindset, is to figure out how you can get better, how can you learn and grow. And even me as a coach, I'm still learning this team, right? We're still learning each other a little bit, and our rotations and how we need to play, and who's gonna step up where, who's good in what situation. And I think we're still work in progress that way, as is every team in the country right now.
There was a point.
Maybe
in the
not
first
Duke,
half.
but what? Yeah.
There
What?
was a point in the first half where you came on the court to settle down Carmacho. He was yelling at the ref. He kind of voiced his frustration in the post game too. Was there any difficulty, you think, with his first frustrating game?
Yeah, he I love that kid so much. He's such a fiery competitor, but it's just, I always tell guys, like, you can play, officiate, or coach. You can only do one of the 3, all right? I'm not going to let you coach, all right? And I'm pretty sure you don't want to officiate. So just play. Do you know what I mean? Let me handle that. Calls are gonna go your way sometimes. They're not. I mean, that's life. That's basketball, and you got to learn to, like, just keep poise and fight through those things. And Nico keeps playing, but he's such an emotional kid that sometimes he just got to move on to the next play. And so that's what I was trying to get him to do. There's no time for, let's move on to the next play. Let me handle. That's a veteran officiating crew out there. Let me handle that.
When he does get into foul trouble, and I think Thistlewood and AB were in it a little bit there, kind of in the middle of the second half, does that tighten up what you guys are trying to do?
I mean, and we're not the deepest team, right, in the world right now. And so I thought that was good for us. And, Adam picked up 2 quick ones. And I thought it was important for us to try to stick with him with 2 in the first half and not pull him. Then he had 2. We had a sub at the bench for about 3.5 minutes. And I almost wanted, and we couldn't even call a timeout. I was good to the point where I was going to call a timeout just to get him out. And then sure as heck, what happens? The kid gets his 3rd, right? And we had to pull him out. But I think learning to play in those situations is really good for young players, And just every time a kid picks up 2, you can't just yank them out. And that's part of me, too, trying to get to learn these guys and have to play through that. And it's hard to get in a flow sometimes when you're in foul trouble, but I thought it was good for us to have to go through that tonight. I do.
What will it mean when you get some of those guys back, like Hiron and Chris, that'll make you guys deeper?
I think that's good. I mean, I think that's good. And so, but man, these guys are gaining a lot of experience, playing out there in these games. And, I think that's great, but it's going to make us a better team down the road, to continue to add more depth and more quality players. And, but right now those guys aren't here. You know what I mean? This is what we've got, and I like the guys we've got. I think we're doing some good things.
Sorry, go ahead.
How important were Doobie's contributions tonight? He really kept you guys in the first half.
Made some big shots, didn't he? And was in the corner, and he made some big shots, and he battled, and it's all these kids. I just think there's a lot of growth, that they can have. And Doobie's not he's not afraid. He steps up, he takes shots, he's not afraid to shoot it. And all these guys just got to continue to grow as players and try to figure out how they can expand their game and bring more. And I always talk about being a two-way guy. How can you be help us in both those? And even if you're not making shots, how can you impact the game?
He played 13 minutes a game last year, scored in double figures twice. He started all 3 games for you guys, scored in double figures every game. What have you done to kind of aid his progression?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it was like or before or whatever. I just think that, from day one, we've just tried to, talk to him and work. And he's worked hard. He's worked hard on his conditioning. I think he's got himself in really good shape. He's been in the gym working. I think he really tries to do the things that we emphasize. He's a good kid. And so I think just all that stuff that he's doing and is paying off for him.
Off game topic, but you signed your first signing class today. Just what excites you about this group of guys that you signed?
Man, really excited. I mean, first that I would say about all 3 of these guys is they're just phenomenal human beings. I mean, all of them. Great families, great kids, high character. I think they're all team guys. So that piece of it is just off the charts, and it's going to be huge. And then I like that they're really good basketball players too. David Roddy, kid from Minnesota, he's such a unique player. I mean, he obviously was a heavily recruited kid, a kid we targeted early, and I think fans are going to love him here. He really hasn't, he's never dedicated himself to just basketball, right? He was a high-level football player too, and people ask me, well, what position is he? I don't even know. I mean, he just rebounds, passes, can shoot it, post up a little bit, plays physical, just kind of a hybrid guy, and I'm excited about him and leadership ability off the charts. And Isaiah Stevens is just, he's a pure point guard. He's got great vision. He's a winner. His team won the state championship last year, biggest class in Texas, can pass the ball, can create for others, and just he's got that cerebral feel for the game, right? He just sees it before it happens. He's got great instincts. And James Moores is a kid from New Zealand who, we've known a long time. We had been recruiting for several years. And 6'10", 6'11" kid who can shoot the 3, really fluid, put the ball on the floor, be a step up in competition playing here. But man, he's got a huge upside, and I'm really excited about those guys.
You mentioned the character from those guys, and it seems like after a couple games we've seen that from Kendall and Adam. Is that kind of an initial requirement for you when recruiting guys, is they have to have good character?
I mean, I think that, you want highly competitive people who love basketball. Basketball's got to be really important to them. And yeah, they got to have high character. I mean, they got to care about, the team and treat people the right way and all that. And that doesn't mean every kid's perfect. And I was a knucklehead, you know what I mean, when I was 18 sometimes. But yeah, that is a big deal. And then they've got to be able to play what we believe is the championship level of the Mountain West. I mean, we're here to win. We want guys who can help us, take the program to the next level. And we look for all those things, and we're pretty specific about who we target. And I think all those things matter in recruiting. But you got to have kids who care deeply about what you're doing.
You had 2 blowouts to start the season. This one was kind of your ugliest
doesn't feel ugly to me, right? Like a win like that. But I know what you mean. I think this was great for us. I think this was for us a lot better than the first 2 games. You know what I mean? Even though play, because I think this is how you grow. This is how you get better. And we had to fight tonight, through some little bit of adversity and some things not going our way. I just think that's how you get better in these games. So I'm pleased about this one. I really am.
With your first road trip coming up, kind of already asked you, but what are you going to challenge your team to do? I mean, obviously you want them to win all 3 games, but what do you ask them to do going into these road games?
I don't talk a lot about road or home. I just don't believe in that. We'll approach it the same. We'll go down there. Obviously, be the first time this team's kind of together in a hotel and, that kind of deal. So that piece of it will be different. It's a tournament setting. I think that it's 3 games in 3 days, which is when you go to Vegas at the end of the year in the conference tournament. It's that same scenario. So you're kind of thinking like, hey, hopefully this is a dry run for you. You play 3 games in 3 days. So I think that's a unique scenario. You don't have a lot of time to prepare, for your second and third opponent. You got to just take the things that you do on the court. And I think it's going to be great. It's another opportunity for us to get better. A lot of really quality teams down in this tournament. And I'm excited about it. I think it's fun to kind of get out, on the road and be together here for a while. And hopefully we can build on what we've done. It's going to be a major challenge. And, hopefully at the end of the day, you want to win every game. But hopefully we walk out of there a better team than when we got there.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.